Hey, welcome to Humanity Chats with Marjy. I am your host, Marjy. It is good to see you. We do this once a week on Thursdays. We just get together and we talk about everyday issues that impact humans. Today, we're going to have an amazing family join us. We have Pastor Sean Dogan and his family, and we're going to be sharing stories and hope for the holidays. It is such an honor to have this family with us, and I cannot wait for you to get to know them better. Now, if you're here today, thank you so much. Thank you to our podcast listeners. Thank you to our YouTube viewers, Facebook. Thank you, everyone. Please share this with your network. The holidays are a tough time. And so, for this uplifting content, share this with your network. Let them know that Pastor Sean is speaking and that they should join us for Hope for the Holidays. Now, I know I can see that there are a number of you out there. Don't forget, you can leave a message in the chat room. If you have questions, just drop it there. The Dogan family will be able to answer your questions. And you know what? Let us know where you're watching from. Greenville in the house, drop it in there so we could give you a shout out. If you're from Spartanburg, Gastonia, wherever you're watching from, let us know. Give it up, give it up, give it up for the Dogans. They're about to join us. And so here we go, Humanity Chats. Hey, Dogan family.
Hello.
It is so good to see you all. It is such an honor to have you here. And I would just before we get into everything, I would love it if you can tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you so much for having us on today. And we're just excited to come and talk about hope for the holidays. I'm Sean Dogan, and I serve as pastor of the Long Branch Baptist Church in Greenville, South Carolina. and then also the interim president and CEO of the Urban League of the Upstate.
Hi, and I am Satreva Dogan, and I am privileged to be the wife of such a wonderful husband and the mother of such a wonderful daughter. I am the owner of Complete Care Management Services in Spartanburg. We do provide in-home care services for those who may need it. And I assist the two of them in wherever I can. So just do a lot of different things.
And hi, I'm Ramiah Dogan. I'm the daughter, and I am currently a junior at Christ Church Episcopal School down in Greenville, and I'm also the owner of DURRAH skincare products.
Oh, wow. So everybody owns something at your house.
Yes.
That is correct. Entrepreneurship is something that we feel is important, but also it gives us something to release our stress with, and something that's fun and enjoyable. And we're just happy to be able to be used by our convictions, which is God and Jesus Christ, in order to have that creative side of us, in order to think of new products, ideas, or even businesses to create in order to provide services for our community.
Well, that's good. And talking about supplies, we have a comment. Mary Thomas is asking for some more products from your daughter. So we got some business going on, people. We have so many people giving you guys a shout out. Tashma says you are a beautiful family. We have Michelle Stone saying, Pastor Sean, my friend, sending you and your beautiful family warm Christmas wishes from Spartanburg. Hey, Michelle. The list goes on. We have people representing from Greenville. Ella is saying hello from Greenville. We have Columbia, South Carolina. That is amazing. You guys, people have showed up for you. Harriet is saying hello, Dogan family. We have happy holidays. We have Morcor saying, hey from Cramerton. Oh, wow. We have North Carolina in the house. We have all these. Thank you. Thank you so much, viewers. Thank you for joining us. And if you're here, please tell your friends to come listen to Pastor Sean and his family. As you can tell, we already have somebody wanting some of his daughter's supplies. And so we're going to learn more about the supplies, what she does, what it's called, where you can find it. But before we get into that, Pastor Sean, you know, the holidays are a tough time for a lot of families. And there are people that have lost their jobs, and they're just people suffering out there. In November, I saw on the news that you and your family organized, you guys cooked for people. And can you tell me a little bit more? Because I don't even have the right words, because I don't know exactly what it was. Can you tell me a little bit more?
Sure. Well, every year we have two major community outreaches in October and November. In October, we have our Trunk or Treat, which is during the Halloween day, and we wanted to have a safe environment for young people. This year, we had to do it a little differently. So we had a drive-through, a drive-by Trunk or Treat, where we had around 50 individuals who decorated their trunks on a certain road. And as people drove by, we were able to give out goodies to the young people in a safe, social distant environment. And then for Thanksgiving, we served over 3,500 hot meals to the community that went to our senior population, those who would have normally received Meals on Wheels, our homeless population, and others who just wanted a wonderful meal for the holidays. So even though we couldn't come together and have a large fellowship dinner, we had volunteers that packed boxes. We also had volunteers that drove plates and dropped them off on doorsteps. And so it was a wonderful, wonderful event. And we're grateful for Table 301, who donated a lot of the turkeys and cooked them and sliced them for us, and the countless volunteers who helped out in that area. But you're so right. During the holidays is especially difficult, even this year, with so many things that have happened this year, with a public pandemic, with civil unrest, when we have seen so much, not just in the news, but in social media feeds, where we have seen abuse of power that comes from those that we should be able to trust to protect. We have seen so many episodes of racial discrimination right before our very eyes. And then not to be able to gather and fellowship as we would normally do during the holidays, it takes a toll. But I am so grateful that this won't last always. And I think the hope for the holidays is that help is coming, help is on the way. And we're grateful that if we do the proper things and educate ourselves to make sure that the things that we are involved in, and that vaccines that are being offered, that we educate ourselves and make the right decisions for ourselves and our families, hopefully we'll be able to have normal holidays in the upcoming future.
Yes, the upcoming future is key. Now, Sister Satreva, I know that you have also gone over and beyond with your work to give hope to others. Would you mind sharing a little bit more about that?
Yes. Well, part of what we do is, like I had mentioned, was in-home care. So a lot of the people that we service, they have family, but for various reasons, their family may not be able to come and visit as often as they like. So I try to make it a point that even though I may not be working the case personally, I may try to still stop in and take them a bag of goodies, and they always smile and enjoy that. And since things have changed, with the pandemic, what I'll do is I'll tell them I'll come and put it on your porch and we can talk through the door. And so they even enjoy that. I think just a lot of times your very presence and them just seeing your face, it makes a world of difference. And even just with phone calls, if you just call and check on them, they really appreciate that as well. And we have, a lot of people have experienced a lot, during this time. And early on in the pandemic, just in my prayer time, the Lord had showed me, and he spoke to me and said, no matter what you're going through and no matter what you experience, no matter what you lose, he said, you're going to come out with the pandemic praise. And I've held on to that. And I feel like, that's not only for my house, but that's, for your house and for everybody else's house, who ultimately believes, in him, that even though we're going through a lot and we're suffering a lot, he's a God who sustains. And, he's a God of his word. And I believe that every promise he's made, he'll fulfill it. So I'm holding on to that. So even when I think about those who have lost jobs or different things, then I just try to reflect back on that and give that to them through a smile, a hug, or well, not necessarily a hug now, but a phone call. I am a hugger, so it's very difficult during this time, but you have to be creative and find other ways to do that.
Now, Sister Sativa, I feel you because I'm a hugger and it's been very hard. You see people and you don't even know what to do now. You're trying to give them an elbow bump and you don't know if it should be a fist or elbow or if you should step back for 6 feet. Um, it gets really confusing. But viewers, you heard Pastor Sean and Sister Satreva. You have to take care of people, and you will have a praise report at the end of this. I know that times are hard, and especially also with social media. Sometimes we go on social media and we see people still going on vacations, or people just having a good old time, and it looks like everything is going well for others, and you may even feel that things may not be going too well for you, and you may wonder what's going on. Well, viewers, trust me, um, someone may put a really nice picture on Facebook, but that may not be what that person is feeling. I mean, like, I'm looking really nice up top, but I may be wearing pajamas. They're, don't take things at face value, and just have faith. And with this, I think I'm going to go to Ramiah. You are a student, and you know how the youth are handling this situation. What do you have to say to the youth out there as the holidays are coming up?
Yeah, I can testify as a student, like it has been really hard, but for me and my like school community, I can tell that we've really just kind of been there for each other. Like even if it's just a simple text or call, like still staying in communication some way really does help other people. And even sometimes just listening helps. I think sometimes in our day-to-day world we get so caught up in like communication or just talking to people, and sometimes we just really need to sit down and listen. So I think just kind of listening to youth out there and just really checking on them and seeing how they feel during this time is really a big deal for us, or at least I can testify for myself.
Well, so what I'm hearing is that communication is key. Now, you're a student, you're volunteering for all these organizations. I think I want to go into that. What makes you want to do that? And how do you get others to also develop that passion?
Honestly, it's these two who really like inspire me to do everything. I think role models play a big part in my life. When I see my parents helping people and serving others, that really inspires me to do the same thing, and I find joy in it. So, if it's just like helping out at children's church or going to like a soup kitchen or a food drive or just something simple, like if I can see other people smile and gain from something, then I would love to be a part of something like that.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Now, to the youth that are listening, I know that a lot of our youthful audience usually watches on YouTube because you guys don't like Facebook. Um, and some of you listen to the podcast on Spotify. Thank you for listening. You heard your peer. You have to communicate. Make sure you're keeping in touch, checking on your peers, and also be good examples. She has some awesome parents right there, and she talked about mentorship. So I guess later we're probably going to go into how you can find a mentor. Um, Pastor Sean, your resume. You have done so much for your community. Where do you find that passion? How do you get that energy to do that? And how can others try to emulate your work?
Well, I don't know about the impressive resume. When you said that my family behind, and I was even giggling too, because honestly, we don't look at the resume. People ask what are we involved in, and listen, we just do our piece of the puzzle. And I believe that if everyone does what he or she can do, it all fits together. You were calling out some of the names in the beginning who were viewers, and those are some awesome individuals. Michelle Stone, a wonderful author and friend of ours, and who has written masterpieces of literature. And then Mary Thomas, the Order of the Palmetto. I mean, I don't have that on my resume. Um, we're so proud and happy to have colleagues and friends and others in the community who are doing wonderful things in their particular area. I believe that if we stay in our lane, do what we are called to do, it all works out. I think it's about being available. And in our conviction, it's about being available to God and allowing him to use us in any way that he sees fit. I'm always honored when I'm asked to sit on a board or to be part of a committee, or to be part of a network. And to be honest with you, sometimes we laugh at the invitations because we're like, I don't even know why they called me. However, we believe that if a call comes, it's for a reason, and that you may not know the reason going in, but by the time you serve, and if you give yourself over to that service, you'll figure out why God has you where he has placed you. And when we look at the things that God has availed to us, it has opened up our minds. It has opened up our thought. It has opened up our hearts. So many things, that we're just happy to be a part. When I look at your son, Adam, and what you're doing and what your husband does, and I mean, I think we all do what we're called to do. And if we avail ourselves to it, eyes have not seen, neither has the ear heard the wonderful things that's in store. And I believe that that is even part of the hope that we're talking about on tonight. One of the quote weirdest things I've ever been a part of is when I was asked to be on the Soil and Water Commission here in Greenville County. And we laugh all the time. And I'll tell you a funny story about it since we're talking about stories tonight. They called me when a lot of the storms happened a couple of years ago, and they were checking out some of the water dams. And they called me and said, Commissioner Dogan, would you like to go with us to test out some of the dams and to look at some of the dams? And I said, like, how are we going to get there? And they said, oh, we're going to get in a little boat and we're going to go out to the dam. We're going to check it out. I said, I think I'm busy that day. But the next time you do it, let me know. Sometimes you just have to stay in your lane. I'm a great soil and water commissioner, behind a table, not in a boat going to check on a dam that may burst at any time. So, you just stay in your lane, you do what you're called to do, and it all works out. I think the hope is that if you're called to it, God will give you everything you need to go through it and to be a service to others while you're going through it. So I'm happy. I'm happy that if there's a list of things that I have done, that if Satreva has done, if Ramiah has done, and if somehow that gets on our resume or somehow gets on our on the sheet of paper, the things that we're involved in, it's not to be impressive at all. It's really to say, wow, God has used us in that way. And when I think about where I came from and where we were, I had loving parents, but we didn't have a lot of money. We didn't have a lot of stuff, but God made a way. And to know that he would take a person from the place I came from and allow me to be used in various aspects, it's actually hilarious to me. And it gives us a great laugh every now and then when we just think about the things that God has us involved in.
Yes, isn't it amazing when God opens those doors? Um, I look at your family and I look at the smiles on your face and I look at the current climate in this country. What gets you going? How do you keep up with those smiles? Because
Yeah.
I know it's not easy out there, and we want to give our viewers hope.
Yeah, for me, it's coming home to these two every day. Like that's what gives me a smile. Before the pandemic was in full bloom, my days were very long. I mean, very long. And even in the summertime, with revivals added on to my schedule, I wouldn't get home some nights. I mean, I would come home, change clothes, sometimes get a bite to eat, run out to preach or to do a service, and then come back and everyone is tired. Ramiah is normally going to bed, but she would stay up until I got home. And to know that when I walk in this door, I have two people that are like so happy that I'm here, is a blessing to me. So that keeps a smile on my face. And I do everything that I can to put a smile on their face. You know, I tell Treva all the time, my job is to make her the happiest woman in the world. And Ramiah, my job is to make it very hard on the person who will fall in love with her. And, you know, they'll have a lot to live up to and strive for, because I'm going to do my best to expose her and to give her as much as I possibly can, not to spoil her, but to expose her, to let her mind think larger than mine ever thought of at her age.
That's wonderful. That's just wonderful. Now, Sister Satreva,
Yeah.
you guys have your joy because you have each other. And there may be some people in the audience who may be feeling lonely.
Right.
What do you say to them? Because there are people that they cannot visit their families, or they may just not have anyone since people are supposed to quarantine and isolate. What do you say to them?
I would say, believe it or not, I'm kind of introverted. So I do enjoy coming home and seeing my family, but I really do like being alone. And so I would say just, find some things that you like to enjoy, whether that's just taking a walk or reading a book. I like to listen to music, and I pray a lot throughout the day. So it's like I'm alone, but I'm not. And just find those things that, bring you joy. And, I always say, don't miss the little things. We might consider it to be little things, but just see what you can do and take care, see what you can do in those moments when you do feel alone. And it's nothing wrong with voicing that, express how you feel. If you have a friend that you can call or talk to, don't hide the fact that you feel alone. And, you never know what will come out of that just from sharing it with somebody that you feel close to, or, that you can communicate with. I think we have to own our feelings, during this time, and not shy away from that.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Viewers, we have talked about service and how this family helps to feed the hungry. We have talked about the importance of communication. We have talked about Pastor Sean's work. And we have also talked about the importance of owning your feelings and reaching out, which kind of ties into communication. And this gets me to you, Ramiah. I know you talked about the importance of, making sure you're staying in touch with your friends. But I want to ask you this. You inspire me with your work, and it gives me hope for the future, hope for other kids like you. And I know you said that your parents are your inspiration, but where do you get those ideas to make those? You make soaps, you make body creams. How do you come up with all those other ideas? Do you have like a formula, or do you do research online? How can other people do what you're doing?
Yes, so it actually started when I was younger. So in third grade, I was given this project of having to create my own business. And so when I was younger, I used to see my mom make soaps. So I was like, okay, like why not? For my third grade project, I'm gonna make soaps. So I had to like buy the ingredients, figure out different mixes, what worked, what didn't work. I had to pitch the idea to my classmates. I had to sell to different parents and things of that nature. And when I was younger, I was really into a lot of things. Like I was into making skincare products. I was into baking. I was into sewing. I really couldn't zone in on just one thing. I always had to have my hands on something. But just about 3 years ago, maybe 4, I had made some body creams and soaps for family members for Christmas. And they absolutely loved it. Like it would be months later and they were asking me to make them more. And then a few of them were like, you might as well just make this into a business. Like you've been successful with us. Like let's share it to the rest of the world. So 3 years ago, I came up with a business. I did research on different formulas and different ways like it could help your skin and your health. And these two supported me all along the way. So I bought mixers, I bought bowls, I bought pans, I did a little bit of everything. And the support of my community and church, and here I am today.
Isn't that amazing? Did you come up with the formulas on your own?
I personally don't. I did a lot of research of different oils and different butters that really were beneficial to your skin. And I just kind of threw a little bit of things together, like shea butter and different coconut oils. And that's kind of how I did it.
So, Marge, we have a greasy kitchen.
Very.
Well, that's good because there's a reason for that. And one day your business is gonna be so successful, and your daddy is going to wish that the whole house is greasy. Not just the kitchen. Well, I don't even know the words to use. It's refreshing to talk to you guys and to hear the optimism in your voice. And I know that your faith probably drives you to be that optimistic. Now, there's so many people out there, even in South Carolina, who are jobless right now. And they don't know where to turn. And it doesn't look like there's a stimulus coming to help out. And the holidays are near. What would you tell people who have the opportunity to help others? How do you know how they can get in touch with people who may not have jobs, or give them the resources that they may need to go through the holidays?
Yes, you know, it's amazing. You know, there's a phrase that says charity starts at home. And I think those who have means that can be a help, to start just in your local area, making sure that your neighbors are okay. Everything that you do doesn't have to be publicized. It doesn't have to be known. You don't have to have a press conference about it. We had a few new neighbors that moved in the past 3 or 4 months. And we had some extra food boxes that we had put together. And we just dropped them off on the porch and just said, welcome to the neighborhood. And only about 1 or 2 actually saw us when we did it, but the others didn't. And I was actually out for a walk that same day, and I noticed that one was getting the box off their porch, and they were looking at the note, and they were just looking around, and they had no idea it was from me. But they went in the house, and they were talking about it, and that made me feel good. It made me feel good because I don't know their situation. I don't know what they're going through. I don't know the ups and the downs in life. All I know is that I'm a human being, and I go through emotional roller coasters sometimes. And I know that we have times in our lives when we wish there was more here or more there. And so if you know that you have gone through it, or that you are going through it, just know that other people are feeling the same way. You're correct. There are a lot of people unemployed right now, or underemployed, and they may have had 2 or 3 jobs before. And if 1 or 2 of those jobs got cut off, they're not making what they were making, and they're not making enough to make ends meet. What a wonderful time of the year just to check on people. And, we were talking earlier about how checking on people is so important. And Ramiah talked about listening. When we're talking to people, if we just take a few seconds just to listen, they may give us clues that there are things going on in their lives that they really need help with. You don't have to wait on someone to say, I need help with this, or I need food, or I need this. If people talk about things are tight, or they're not sure how this is going to work out for them, or they're worried about this, you can be philanthropic and not only give, but not only philanthropic with finances. You can be a convener of thought. Maybe your family can adopt another family during this time. So it doesn't just have to be you. Many of us went to college, and we couldn't afford it, but it was this person helping and that person helping and this person giving you gas money, and in the community working together. So I think it's opportunities for brothers and sisters to get together and adopt a child, or whole clans getting together. Maybe it's your Sunday school class that you hadn't had a chance to see or fellowship with in the last several months. Maybe you can call around to some friends and say, let's make a difference. Many communities, like the foundation there in Spartanburg, or the community foundation here in Greenville, they have funds that are set up that I'm sure that if you gave to even foundations that are giving funds to the community or helping in other ways, you would be surprised how your 5, 10, 15, or $25 really can make a big difference to a nonprofit that's truly serving the community.
So, Dogan family, what you're saying is that even if you don't have tens of thousands of dollars, it's okay. You can give resources, you can give your time, and it's just important to seek out those who may need help at this time.
Exactly. And the one thing that I thought of too is, the gift and the creativity of just writing someone a letter, a card, to uplift someone's day. Whether you send it with your name on it or you send it anonymously, just letting people know that they have not been forgotten. Struggle is something that many of us have experienced. And struggle is hard, but when you feel like you're struggling by yourself, that's even harder. So just knowing that you're not in this thing alone, and that people are really for you, and that they're praying for you, or that they're supporting you, whether that's emotionally or mentally or financially, it is truly a big help.
Well, this holiday season is definitely one that is going to be different. When we turn on the news, we see what's going on. We look at the numbers and we see people who are sick. So your words mean a lot. And, we never know who's listening to this chat. If you're watching this or if you're listening to this podcast, please think about somebody if you have the resources. Reach out to someone. The holidays can be a very lonely time. Just this past Thanksgiving, and I know that I'm not trying to trifle other people's feelings, but I have been used to big Thanksgivings where there's a lot of family, a lot of food, dancing. But this Thanksgiving was not like that. And I did really feel it in my heart. Although I had a small immediate family gathering, I still felt the loneliness. So I can only imagine what's going to happen this Christmas, especially with the joblessness, with the racial tensions, with the sickness. And so your words have meant so much. And I hope that viewers, listeners, I hope that Pastor Sean and his family have inspired you to go out and do some good. And also, they've just made you smile tonight because they are just amazing. I'm going to go to the chat room and look at some of the comments that are there. We have Rosamond Sapon saying we need to let people know that they're not forgotten. And that's exactly what you said, Pastor Sean. People say you guys are an inspirational family. Brandy Fisher said, Amen. That's the truth. Now, Sister Satreva, do you have anything to add to what Pastor Sean said?
No, I don't think I do. Just one thing. When you were saying how a lot of people are like without jobs or just don't have, I know one of the things that we do is we actually pray like for creative thoughts and ideas. Because just because you don't have a job, a lot of times you have everything you need right there in your house to, that you could come up with for income. And so just, that's something that you can do is just, pull from those creative thoughts and ideas. And you're probably more creative than you think you are.
Well, I'm gonna start going. I'm going on my knees tonight, because I got to pray for those creative ideas. Now, I'll tell you what. My son was supposed to play in a basketball tournament, and his coach is probably going to be mad hearing me say this, but he was supposed to go play in a basketball tournament this weekend. And I called my cousins. I said, we ought to start a prayer chain. Won the tournament this weekend. I've been going into some gyms and people don't wear masks coming into the gyms, and it just terrified me that they were gonna have a tournament the whole weekend right before Christmas. So we started that prayer chain, and the tournament was canceled. So when the tournament got canceled, I said, I better be praying for other things like my $10 million.
That's right.
So praying for those creative ideas is a good suggestion. In addition to praying for those creative ideas, viewers, pray for your heart's desires, because the Lord heard my prayer, and the tournament got canceled. I'm sure somebody else was praying for the tournament to happen. So I don't know how that prayer went, but at least I know that mine worked. Well, we see some more comments in the chat room. Brandy Thompson is saying, "Thank you, Jesus." Yes, and we have some people laughing, and well, I guess they're enjoying your words. Now, Dogan family, so soon it's almost time for us to wrap up. And those creative ideas, I just want to hit on that one more time. So, Ramiah, was it the creative ideas that got you making? Was it that prayer that got you making your products? And where can we find your products?
Most likely, probably. I think if you just find something that you enjoy and you want to share that with others, I say go for it, because it can really be a blessing to yourself and others. So if you're passionate about something, don't hide it, because you have that passion for a reason. So.
And that's true. That is so true. Where can we find your products? What are the names? Is it Beauty Released?
Yes. So my products are Beauty Released, and I sell things such as soaps, bath bombs, lotions, body creams, things of that nature. And you can go on my website, www.beautyrelease.com, or you can find me on Facebook at Beauty Release.
Okay, I want to type your website up so that those that are watching can see it. Beautyrelease.com, right?
Yes, beautyrelease.com.
Okay. So is it spelled right? Okay, so www.beautyrelease.com. Viewers, go support this young woman. She gives us hope. You could get some of her items for Christmas gifts. Um, I'm open for Christmas gifts, people. So you could buy me one of Ramiah's bath bombs. Yes. Now, now, Dogan family, before we go, I would love for the three of you to share a message with our viewers and our listeners. So I will remove myself from the screen so that they can hear a powerful message of hope from your family.
Well, I would just say during this time, just be encouraged. No matter what you're going through, no matter what it looks like, I think the perfect gift this year is just to be able to have life and to be able to see each other and talk to each other and just have good health and do those things too to boost your immune system and take all the precautions that you can and just be creative in the things that you do to keep your hope for the holidays is what I would say.
Oh, and I would just say, really try to stay in communication with loved ones, with your friends, check on one another. And even if you do feel alone during this time, know you're not the only one. Try to talk about it, try to reach out to other people. And if you're a person that might talk a lot during this season, maybe just take a time and really just listen to other people.
Hope for the holidays is not only family and friends, but hope for the holidays is you. Check on you, get to know you, and make sure that you are okay. A lot of times we put smiles on our faces and it's a facade. Look at yourself in the mirror and take a good look and then smile. Because it's not only a miracle looking back at you, it's a testimony looking back at you. You made it. You survived. And if you need to talk to someone, call somebody. And even if you need to speak to someone to make sure that you're in good mental health, make sure you reach out to a professional. It doesn't mean that you have to go to a professional or even talk to them on a long-term basis. There are some short-term remedies that they can help you with. And they can give you some goals to try to reach, and they can give you some things to help you deal with you. Because the world needs the best you. Your family needs the best you. Your community, your church, your civic organization, they need the best you. And the hope for the holidays, I believe, is you. Listen, whatever your faith conviction is, I pray that you will get strong in that faith. And I pray that the power that you particularly believe in, is Jesus Christ, is God, is the Holy Spirit. And I believe that that entity can help us all even during this time. There is truly a reason for the season and hope for the holidays. Listen, we've enjoyed this time, and from our family to you and to yours, God bless you. Blessings be upon you. Keep the hope and know that you are the hope for the holidays. God bless you.
Wow, what a blessing. Thank you so much, Pastor Sean and family. This has been an amazing chat with you. I am inspired, I am motivated, and I will be looking out for me. When we're done with this, I am going to the bathroom to look at myself, look at my face, check my smile, because what you said is so important. We got to take care of ourselves. So viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. I see so many comments out there. We really appreciate you. God bless you. Happy holidays. And we hope to see you all in 2021 when we come back on January 7th with Rhonda Rawlings. Who? Yes, Rhonda. Yes, give it up. who is doing amazing things in the upstate of South Carolina. She has a show called Uplift Upstate, where she shares positive stories. And not only is she sharing positive stories on her show, but if you visit her social media handles, she has kids doing funny things. She has jokes, just anything to uplift you during this season. I would encourage you to look up Uplift Upstate. Go subscribe to Rhonda's YouTube channel. Follow her on social media. It will bring a smile to your face. Thank you so much, Dogan family. Thank you, viewers, for joining us for season 2. We started this in April. We've had 2 seasons, and our 3rd season is coming up. And I know that the Lord has bigger and better plans for us. You know what? We will be seeing you in the new year. We appreciate you all. And I am going to play that video of us season 2, just so that you can watch our guest and enjoy.